your company from day one, as soon as you sell something. So as soon as someone makes a purchase, or as soon as you sell a product, the very first thing, yes? Katie. Katie? Yes. I'm Katie Hayes. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay. I'm Katie Hayes. Hello. So anyway, so the first thing that you want to do, as soon as you sell something, or as soon as somebody buys a product from you, is to immediately thank them. Don't wait 10 minutes. Don't say, oh, I'm going to do this in an hour. Don't wait until tomorrow or 3 days from now. Do it immediately. Just because, and you want to do it publicly too, especially if you have a party going, or if it's even in your group. It really helps people to see your success, and then they also see, oh, well, other people are really interested in it as well. You know, it must be something great. I have to try it too, and it's just really in turn going to help you. So that's the very first thing you want to do. The day after, when you take them publicly, if you have thank you cards, or as soon as they make a purchase, they will have their email address in there. Email them a thank you as well. So you're doing a public one, and then you can do a personal one. So that's just you reaching out, just privately thanking them again. The big thing is just letting them know that, as well, that if they have any questions, you have tips and tricks that you can tell them as well. So it's just letting them know that you're present, and you're not just a one-time, that's all you wanted from them. You're there as a constant, person to help them with any other product as well. Then a week from there, so it's not just, 5 minutes, it's not just the day after. A week from then, you want to just check in to see how they're liking it, because you can also see when the product has been shipped. So sometimes you can say, if you have, a couple minutes, just send them a quick thing. Oh my gosh, I see your mascara just shipped. This is so exciting. Let me know when you get it. We've got it. We got it. We have to try this. I want to see a selfie. I want to see how fabulous this looks on you. Get them excited about it, because it's a really, really fun. You love it. You want them to be just as excited as well. So a week after, you're checking to see, make sure that they get it. So you want to check in to see how they're liking it, because I've done that before, and I'm thinking, okay, so I did this one time, and I emailed this girl. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna love it, because I see her all the time with her fantastic selfies and stuff. And the first thing she says back is, I hate it. I get lashes all over the place, and it's all in my eyes. And I'm like, oh God, this was not the response I was expecting. And I had just started as a presenter too, so I was like, okay, all right, let's see, how do I fix this? So the first thing I asked them is, let's kind of go through a step-by-step, like what kind of process are you doing? Because I know when I first signed on as a presenter back in December, in the instructions at the time, it had said, use your regular mascara, then do the gel, and then, they was having you use that. So they were saying, it's clumping, it's doing all this. Well, it was really her other mascara that was causing all the problems. So as soon as they eliminated that, the problem was solved. The other one too was, it's getting spider-like, like it's too much, and I can't do it. So then I said, well, you know what? Unique has a fantastic eyebrow brush comb. And then that one, they were like, oh, fantastic. I said, because I use that too. And I had a lot of people saying, how do you get your lashes curled so well? I'm like, well, I sit there and I curl them, first of all. But then I, will take the brush and I kind of comb through them as well. So it was a lot of different things that, they don't really realize what's all involved with it. So by following up with them, you can troubleshoot those issues that they have. And then in turn, help them down the road as well. The other thing too, when it comes to follow-up, especially is, that's also when you can check in to see if they are interested in any other products. So you can say, oh my gosh, by the way, I've been loving this bronzer, especially with summer, I can't get out in the sun all the time, I'm inside with the kids, whatever. You really should try this bronzer, it's fantastic. Or the lip stains especially, you're talking, you're talking all day, I work at a preschool, I'm smooching on my little kids' foreheads all the time. Like, all that stuff, it doesn't go anywhere. It's another fantastic way just to kind of build onto another product as well. So you've done that after a week. So you also want to give them a little bit of time before you all of a sudden jump at them again for a refill. So you use the mascara yourself, you know how often you're using it. So you know that, after about a month or so, you're not getting that same long lash, you know how fantastic it is when you first open it too. You know what I mean? That first lash that you get out of it, and it's like touching your eyebrows, and you're looking down, and your lashes are in the way. Like, you know what I'm talking about when you first open it. That's, you know, so after about a month or so, you're like, okay, gotta put another little coat on. You know, if you're hitting that point, then you know that your customers are also hitting that point as well, especially ones that have purchased it before, you know, you opened your brand new too. So you also want to check in about a month and a half later, just to, you know, follow up as well and remind them, oh, you know, how are your results, you know, or reminding them it's time for a refill, like, you know, or if you want to host a party, anything like that. It's just a fantastic way just to let them know once again that you're still present. If you have any questions, I'm still here. The biggest thing I can also really say about it too as well is that this is a consumable. So people are going to need more. Like, as we mentioned before, you know, people are wearing mascara or makeup daily. So this is very different from, you know, Scentsy and 31 and companies like that, because how many bags do you need, right? Or with Scentsy, like, the scents are seasonal, so, and you're buying like the plug-in thing, so that's gonna last them quite a while. So with this, it's different because it's a consumable. So you know in a month and a half or 2 months, they're gonna need another mascara. Or you know in about 2 months or so, it's time to, you know, refill that BB Flawless or whatever. So you know that as long as you have that kind of, well, I don't know how often you're using it. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. But I'm saying I'm saying is, it just depends on, you know, as long as you're kind of keeping an idea when people are purchasing the things and stuff, you know that it's a consumable, so it's gonna come back around in terms of when they're gonna need that refill again anyway. So the best thing you can do, if you don't already, is to get your calendar and to mark on there, you know, a month and a half or whatever. I was just even doing it just before. I was sitting there going through some of my people, writing them down. Time to, you know, email them out for reminders for their refills and stuff. This whole process of, you know, just keeping in constant contact with our customers is what's going to separate us from MAC and Sephora and Target and those different places, because we're the ones that are still constantly checking in and being there for our customers and making sure that everything is still okay. So it's not just a one and done and that's it in hopes that they're just gonna come back and buy another one again. We're making sure that everything is just going to, in turn, circle back around and help them out in the long run as well. One of the trainings that I have watched, it talked about the 3-2-1. So in terms of follow-up, and not necessarily just in terms of just refills for mascara and stuff like that, to kind of even just develop a follow-up daily, you want to constantly reach out to 3 new contacts, 2 follow-ups, and 1 team touch. And you want to do this every day. And you're going to repeat, at least initially. And this is what's going to help you develop that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Habit.
Habit, thank you. The habit. So 3 new contacts, 2 follow-ups, and 1 team touch, and you repeat that every day. You want to go through that, and then that way, you can go through your group, and that way you're not saying, I've run out of friends or something. Go through your group, go through your contacts, go down your phone. I had my husband even, I added him to my group page, and I was like, you know what, add all the girls in your friends list. And he even added all of his friends in there. So then that way, when I post something, sometimes it's like, ooh, look how good my wife's looking today. And then that gets all of his friends and stuff to see those again. So I've tried, you know, I'm constantly trying to add more people and to see all of the posts, because if I'm not contacting and reaching out to them, they're not going to see my stuff, especially if I'm not friends with them. So if I have him contacting and commenting and stuff, they're going to see, you know, Jacob Hayes commented on this picture, and then there I am again and showing up in their news feeds. So that's really my tip. Mine was just kind of short and sweet.
Can you talk about the Assumptive Party email that you sent out? Yeah.
So I was recently, it was about last month, I had received an order from a friend, and she finally, I mean, and this was after months, same things we've been talking about, finally caved, and she got mascara and she got a whole bunch of eye pigments. So I was going through, seeing when it was shipped, and I saw that she got it, and as soon as she had got it, I did my follow-up. Hey, how are you liking the products? I know that you're loving the mascara. When do you want to get your party started? I didn't even leave it as a question. I just put it in as the assumptive, we're just going to start your party because that's what you do when you get a product. And it didn't, and she was just like, oh yeah, sure, great. I was like, well, let's just go ahead, and it was immediate. We got the party started, and that was how it was. So that's kind of my new technique that I've just really developed as well, is just to not even leave it as a question. Don't even put it out there as, you know, do you want to? It's when do you want to? And that will also kind of help. You know, and of course, just like with any of your other times when you reach out to people, you're gonna have, I did it, I was like, this is fantastic. Everybody I'm gonna reach out to, they're all gonna wanna do this. But anytime you do comment and you do email people, you're gonna have some people that don't respond. And of course it happened, and I was like, man, I thought I had it. But I did get at least 2 or 3 women who said, yeah, sure, you know, because I didn't even leave it as an option. It was the assumptive, yes, the assumptive, okay, you got your mascara, let's do your party. And so that's just another technique. I shared it with my team just because I was like, well, this, you know, this could really help a lot of people, especially those that are struggling and they don't know how to be so assertive sometimes in those situations. It just really did kind of help to kind of get that fire lit under some of them. Yeah?
I have a question. So honestly, I don't understand the 3, 2, 1. So when we say 3 new contacts, that's making 3 new friends?
Doesn't necessarily to mean 3 new friends. It's just new contacts inserted in terms of you have not reached out to, they have, yes, somebody just brand new to it.
Okay, and the 2 follow-ups, that's 2 people that you all...
It could be however you want to look at it. It could be just following up in terms of, like I was saying, if they've received the product, or it could just even be a follow-up from somebody that you've even reached out to, you know, about a month or so ago, and you're still following up with them. It just really depends on how you, what type of follow-up you want to do.
Yeah. I have trouble making my schedule
Yeah.
match up with that, especially with doing so many small vendor events continuously. I have trouble following up with everybody new I meet who say they're interested. So I'm trying to figure out where to plug that time in. So
I still struggle with that too. I have to get my planner out, and I will have to sit there and I just have to mentally kind of just turn the next page and just put it in there, so that way when I get to that, I know, okay, I have to reach out to Kathy. You know, I have the same time, especially as you get more and more customers and they're ordering more and more stuff, it's the best thing to do is just really have that planner. And if you have to just even go back to that old school, writing it down in there instead of having all the fancy apps, because that's what works for me. I need to see it in front of me. So, yeah.
You can also use, there's like bulk email type websites you can use that are free, like MailChimp is free. So if you want to, you can also do similar to what corporate's doing, where you can, once they order, they get the monthly email saying, hey, here's our kudos this month. You can do one saying, hey, here's the deals that I have this month as well. Or if you have a vendor event, you can have a, they call them in MailChimp, I can't think of the word now, campaigns, thank you. That you can have one that's already like pre-prepped that says like, hey, you were interested in the business. And then you just add their email and send it, and it'll, what's cool about that is it actually lets you know if they opened your email or not.
Right.
And so then you know that, okay, they got it,
But it's not personalized with their name though, right?
it is. Yeah, it'll say like, hey Kathy, and then whatever you say, because it's just whatever you
Just like
want
Team
the
Talk.
person to be. Yeah, similar to how Team Talk works, where you can email your whole team. It'll take whatever you have as that contact info
Oh, okay.
and say, oh hey, you know,
Is that is there a fee for MailChimp?
no. And then they'll respond just back to your regular email, and then you know that they've responded back to you, so you're not trying to